Hey everybody, it's Mr. Neil. Today we are going to be talking about my favorite food, which is sandwiches. First we're going to make a sandwich, and then we're going to read a book about a bear who may or may not have stolen a sandwich. So we're going to start out and we're going to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which is one of my favorites. And so it's pretty easy to do. We need just three things. We need bread, peanut butter, and jelly. So we're going to start off, and we're going to need to cut a couple slices of bread. Now I have a question. Can you cut the bread? Nope, absolutely not. If you cut the bread, you need a knife, and you cannot use a knife. Mommy can use a knife, Daddy can use a knife, Grandma can use a knife, Grandpa can use a knife, Auntie can use a knife, Uncle can use a knife, but you cannot use a knife. This Neil can use a knife though. So he's going to cut two pieces. One, two. He made sure to do that nice and safe. And so he's going to put the knife over here now that he's done with it. And he's going to open up the bread and he's going to put it on the plate. And on one side of the bread, he's going to put peanut butter. And he takes a butter knife. You can use a butter knife, just not a sharp knife. And he's going to take a nice big scoop and he's going to put it all over the bread. And he's going to push it back and forth until it's covering the bread. Then you can put the knife back on the table and the cap back on the jar. Now we need some jelly. So I'm going to grab a jar of jelly, and this jelly is apricot, which I think is pretty yummy. So I'm going to take another big spoonful, and I'm going to put it on the bread, and I'm going to smush it around with the back of the spoon. Like that. And then I'm going to put the top back on, and I'm going to bring it close so you guys can see. But you just take the two pieces, one with peanut butter and one with jelly, and we're going to turn them over, put them together, and we have a delicious sandwich. That's it for right now. I'm going to go eat this sandwich, and then we are going to read a book about a bear. See you in just a little bit. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, it's Mr. Neil, and we're back. I just ate my delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwich, so now I'm feeling very good about myself, and we're going to read a book. And this book is called The Bear Ate Your Sandwich, and it's by Julia Sarcone Roach. By now, I think you know what happened to your sandwich, but you may not know how it happened, so let me tell you. It all started with the bear. The morning air was warm and bright. When the bear stepped out from his den, he stretched and sniffed. The scent of ripe berries drifted toward him and led him to a wonderful discovery. After a berry feast, the bear curled up in the sunlight and listened to the buzzing of the bees. Before long, he was asleep. By the time the bear opened his eyes, the buzzing had become a rumbling. He was being quickly swept along like a leaf in a great river. The forest disappeared in the distance, and high cliffs rose up around him. And once the rumbling stopped, the bear found himself in a new forest. And it was like nothing he'd seen before. This forest had many great climbing spots, and the trees were still itchy here. See, he's itching himself. And there was good bark for scratching, and the mud squished nicely under his feet. And there were many interesting smells in this forest. But some of the tastiest ones had already been found. Leafy green smells led the bear to new fun. And that is when he saw it. There it was. Your beautiful and delicious sandwich, all alone. He waited to make sure no one saw him, not even the sandwich, before he made his move. It was such a great sandwich, the bear loved it. But just as he was almost finished, he heard sniff, snuffle, slobber, snort behind him. He had been seen. The bear was so surprised that he ran out of the park and down the street until he spotted a very tall tree. From the top of the tree, the bear could see his forest. It was time to go home. The waves rocked the bear, and he began to doze. My tongue got all tied up there for a second. Probably the peanut butter's fault. When he opened his eyes, he heard the breeze in familiar branches and the birds and the bugs' evening song. Well, the bear made it home just fine. So what happened to your sandwich? The bear ate it. Oscar! Whoop. Right now, my kitty cat is trying to climb up on top of my computer, which is why you'll see all the shaking. He's going to stop in a second, though. All right, we're going to go back to the story. So it says, so that's what happened to your sandwich. The bear ate it. I saw it all. I tried to save your sandwich. I was able to save this little bit of lettuce leaf here. The bear dropped it as he ran off, but I couldn't save the rest. I'm so sorry to have to tell you about your sandwich this way, but now you know. And that's the end of the story. But I have a question. I don't really know if I believe if the bear ate the sandwich. I wonder if maybe somebody else ate the sandwich. I'll tell you about it later. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, it's Mr. Neil, and I just wanted to show you real quick who is making all that shaking during the story. Who is this guy? His name is Oscar. Sometimes I call him Ocker, and he's my kitty cat. See? Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.